Hi guys, there's a real risk that the United States will spiral completely out of control following the shooting of political commentator and activist Charlie Kirk. And what's needed is political commentators, politicians, including the President of the United States, to take a step back, call for calm and call for unity. But that's not what Donald Trump does. Have a listen.
And we're going to look into that.
What do we do about our country with that? Because we have radicals on the right as well. We have radicals on the left. People are watching all of these videos and cheering. Some people are cheering that Charlie was killed. How do we fix this country? How do we come back together?
I'll tell you something that's going to get me in trouble, but I couldn't care less. The radicals on the right oftentimes are radical because they don't want to see crime.
I couldn't care less. There you have it. The President of the United States, at a time of crisis, and this is a crisis, this could potentially become very, very serious, says, I couldn't care less. Now, I don't know if this is dementia, I don't know if this is narcissism, or maybe it's a mix of both, but the President, who's supposed to represent the nation, at a time of crisis, can you imagine any other president or any other situation in pretty much any other country where there's a risk of civil war, potential civil war, a risk of civil unrest at least, where the president would say, I couldn't care less, or the prime minister said, I couldn't care less. Can you imagine during the Farage riots that Keir Starmer stepped forward and says, well, I couldn't care less if people are rioting. What would people say about that? They would call for him to go. Donald Trump, there's a real risk of civil unrest, and he says, I couldn't care less. I've seen videos of people wearing their red MAGA hats, talking about going door to door to deal with liberals. The president, as soon as this shooting took place, pointed the finger of blame at the radical left. Now, when Donald Trump talks about the radical left, that can mean anyone from literal communist to members of the Democratic Party in Congress. It's pretty wide, that definition. And there are Donald Trump supporters and supporters of the late Charlie Kirk who are talking about fighting, dealing with liberals. They're saying the liberals are the ones who are guilty. Now, we know who the shooter is now. We know a little bit more about him, but we don't know his full motivations. We don't know exactly what he was hoping to achieve and what drove him to achieve that. Where some more information is coming out day by day. But Donald Trump, as soon as the attack took place, pointed the finger of blame at the radical left. It's the radical left. They are the ones who killed this guy. And during a crisis like this, President should say, no, let's calm down. Let's try and bring communities together. Let's try and sort this out in a peaceful way. No, he doesn't care. Literally, I couldn't care less. This guy should be nowhere near the White House. And it's frustrating and it's disgusting to hear people in Europe and the UK say, Donald Trump should be in charge. Donald Trump is a great president. We need to copy and paste Donald Trump's mentality in the UK or in Europe. A president who doesn't care less, who couldn't care less when his country is on the brink of civil unrest. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. I'll see you in the next video.